anti-sleeping.
We'll put one under his tongue and he'll come back.
What time is the real clock say?
It's 25 after the half hour.
Okay, well.
I dare throw it. My arm is really. Break a window next time, then I'll really be in trouble.
I'll wait for the public to receive.
Sorry about that,
At
Frank.
6:30, I'm going to call the February 5th Planning Board work session to order, and we'll begin with the roll call. And present this evening is Mike Ahern, John Kelly, Selectman's representative, John Randlett, Bill Hool, John Cookiebird, alternate Jack Scarborough, alternate Bob Dragon, alternate Bert Sutcliffe, and alternate Rhonda Bishop, and the chair, Fred Gould, present. Okay, item 3 on our agenda, public comments.
The public has no comment.
There are no comments from the public. We'll move right to the approval of our minutes of the January 15th meeting. Everybody has a copy? Yes.
I'm going to seat someone for Dave Switzer's seat. Seat an alternate.
That's correct. Thank you for that. Now, who hasn't served recently? I appointed...
I was the last one, well, I missed the last meeting, but the one before that, so at least.
I seated all 3 of the other people, so I'm going to seek Mr. Dragon this evening then to serve.
Really?
Yes, why not?
Okay.
Because they were seated last
Yeah.
time.
All right.
Let the record show that Bob Dragon is being seated for the open seat vacated by our dearly beloved, esteemed member Dave Switzer, who has resigned. Thank you. I am now moving on to the minutes of the 15th, the same procedure as we always use, page by page. If you see any errors or omissions, signify and we'll correct the record. Page 1. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Page 5. Page 6. Page 7. Page 8. Page 9. And finally, page 10. Hearing no errors or omissions or corrections, I will look for a motion on the minutes of the January 15th meeting.
I move to accept.
It's been moved by, actually, you're not appointed, so we'll take a motion from a regular seated member.
Move to accept the minutes as presented.
Okay, motion's been made by Mr. Hool to accept the minutes, seconded by
She wasn't here.
John Kelly,
I wasn't.
seconded by John Kelly. All those in favor of accepting the minutes signify by saying aye. Aye. You abstain too? Okay, there were 2 abstentions.
Yeah, I was not here.
Wait,
Okay, count the,
okay, raise your hand if you're abstaining second. Okay, Mike Ahern,
I was not here last.
Breckenberg, okay, John Randlett, okay. Bob
that brings up an interesting question.
Did you just pass them?
Well, we had 4 abstentions and 3 voted to accept the minutes. So, it's not a majority. It's a majority of those voting.
The majority that were here voted.
Yeah. All right.
Actually,
Abstain means
I was here and seated.
You were here and seated.
Yes. So I could
Wow, well, I
You're
think,
not
I
now.
don't know, but abstains, yeah, I agree with Michael, it's not against,
That's not declining,
it's not
just
declining.
Yeah, that's
Not
the
up
way,
or down.
that's the way I understand it. It just, it does, you nullify yourself. You don't say, I mean, you don't say no, you don't say yes.
So we only have 3 votes.
Yeah, right.
So.
I'm sure there's something in the minutes.
Now, you weren't here, Michael?
No.
You were not, okay. All right. How do we handle this now?
My understanding is that minutes don't even have to be formally accepted, so it's not the same as
Okay,
a
fine.
subdivision.
It's not a-
Subdivision, we have a minimum, but minutes don't have to be formally accepted.
Well, the voting minority of 3 accepted it, that were here.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna just move right on after we stumbled on that one. Number 5, we have a series of significant correspondence. Marion, would you tell us which is?
Right, well, in the mail out, I put about the wetlands and non-site specific permits, so everyone should have gotten a copy of that in their wetlands, and that's concerning the Healy subdivision. So it was given the wetlands permit, but there are a number of conditions on it. And when that comes back before us, you know, we'll say approved with condition. If it's gonna be approved, we just have to remember there's conditions on it. The status of it so far is, remember, we tabled that to the February meeting. However, the deadline was Tuesday, and I didn't get a resubmittal, and there was outstanding information, so that's why he tabled it. So we might be looking for it to be tabled again to the March meeting. So I'm just giving you a heads up. I did email John March, and I called him, but I haven't heard back from him, so I don't know. It's just that our engineer has talked to their engineer, but he hasn't submitted anything, so there's nothing to review. And I explained to him about our deadlines and that I need to get something mailed out and we need to review it. All right, the second one that I put at your seat, it's DES material on the New Hampshire Rivers Management and Protection Program, and says to solicit nominations, but Mike Ahern, you're sitting on that, right? The Pemmon Jurassic River.
I used to have conflicts, and I suppose I don't have conflicts now, but I'm not real excited about sitting on it.
Oh, well, if people want to nominate someone else, then the
Yeah,
nominees.
what I think, I was going to address it on item 6, but
Okay.
I think we're going to wait until we seat the new board before
Okay.
we fill any of these slots. That'll only be another month. So and, Jack has expressed a lot of interest in wetlands issues, so when the time comes, I think we've got people on the board. We have a possible new member coming that has a strong conservation background. So we're going to wait until after town meeting and we form our new board before we fill these seats.
Okay. They did state a deadline as March 13th, but I think I'll just let them know about town meeting. I'll email them back and just let them know
Yeah.
we'll do it after town meeting.
Tell them we intend to appoint, but we're just going to wait for till we have a new or a reconstituted board.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mary.
Do you want me to go to number 3? Okay, number 3 was, it's just for your information, there's going to be a meeting on the Merrimack River Watershed Wetland Restoration Plan, so just if anyone's interested. I didn't run copies, but I gave you the information. It's February 17th in Manchester. If anyone's interested and they want the copy, I have it here. I didn't want to waste paper. And number 4, we got a flyer from the New Hampshire Arborists Association Community Beautification Awards Program. That's for nominations. And again, that one I didn't make copies, but if you want something to be nominated for beautification, just let me know and I'll give you that form. And that's due by March 1st.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it for the significant correspondence.
Yes, Bill.
On the correspondence that relates to the Healy subdivision from DES, looking at that, specifically item 4, says the deed which accompanies the sale transaction for each of the lots in the subdivision shall contain condition number X of this approval.
Right.
Did you clarify that?
No, that was the question. That's why I put it here, because I didn't.
I suspect it relates back to number 3, but that should be clarified for the benefit of board.
Okay.
Thank you, Bill. Moving to item 6 on our agenda, report of committees, and we'll start with the Board of Selectmen liaison. Kelly?
I believe we're sort of flying low and under the radar. We've got the budget all we've got that completed. We've also got a lot of warrant articles that everybody should read. There's copies of it in the town hall, up to the recycling center, library, I believe, and a few others. And it would be beneficial to everybody if they should read it, because most of the time when you have a warrant article, if you say yes, it means no, and if you say no, it means yes. So it might be a good idea to peruse those a little bit, but we're just sort of sitting back and waiting for the town meeting.
Town reports gone off to the printers?
As far as I know, it did. They were haggling over what the front cover was going to look like about a week ago.
Important stuff.
So important stuff, yeah.
All right.
So I think probably they've decided that and it's gone.
Okay, thank you, John.
They're gonna put you on.
The bridge.
We don't have a Conservation Commission liaison. As we discussed earlier, we'll be appointing one at a meeting in March or April. And John, you're up again, North Country Council Transportation Committee.
As far as I know, Marion, you got anything on that?
No, we're actually going to have a meeting, I think it's next,
Isn't it Monday? That's a different committee, I'm sorry.
well, we do, it's February 18th, we have our next meeting. There is another meeting, but
It's-
this North Country Council TAC
Right.
meeting is Wednesday the 18th.
Okay, thank you, John.
And with the economic weather that we've been going through, I don't really think that there's going to be, until this new stimulus package comes out and everybody's going to become rich and famous again, I think probably that there won't be too awfully much going on except a lot of talk.
We got to wait for the snow to melt, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, thank you,
A
John.
lot of things.
Yeah. ZBA, Miriam?
Yeah, no, there's
No
no
report.
report because
Okay.
we haven't been getting any signals.
And the Plymouth Village Water and Sewer District Source Protection Committee, we need to appoint someone for that. Again, we're going to hold that in abeyance. And Mike, you're up with the Temi River Local Advisory Committee report. That's a very big title.
No report.
Okay, thank you. And finally, Miriam, the town planner report.
Right, all I have is, we approved those zoning ordinance amendments to go forward as warrant articles. So Jamie contacted me and thought it would be a good idea to have information available on TV, to do sort of a TV program on these. So Frank Miller's agreed to do that, and he'll be like Mr. JQ Public, ask me questions about the warrant article, and then we'll do a discussion format, and we'll go over the different zoning ordinance amendments. And then Brian will be doing the one about building permit enforcement. So we'll have that to have it on public TV and air it occasionally so that people can get a feel for each of the amendments, and which we've already posted too. We posted at the library, at Town Hall, at the Recycle Center. It's on the website. So if anyone has any questions, they're welcome to visit there or visit us in the office, and we'll go over the different items. But with the TV spot, we're going to have graphics and try to explain it as clearly as we can.
Thank you. Yes, Bob?
Is this just for informational purposes over? It's not an agenda by anyone reporting on these articles?
No, it's just.
You know,
it's
whether
just
pro
what-
or con is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, we're not,
it's only for
it's purely informational.
information.
Yeah, it's just purely informational, no commentary.
Thank you.
You can do that in the town meeting. See the question on it.
Well, I didn't know if they want to jump the gun, Mr. Kelly.
Okay, we're going to move to item 7, new business. And Dennis, before you speak, I'll just have Miriam give her usual preamble. Mary, you're up on the item, Dennis Prescott, request for extension on the Plymouth Commerce Project. Is that the correct name for that development?
It is today.
Okay. It's a little confusing because right down the street is the other one, right?
Yeah, we really haven't named it. We just needed the title for the piece of paper. So.
Thank you. Marion?
Right, so we were just calling it the Plymouth Commerce Park, but what this is that February 21st, 2008, so just about a year ago, Dennis Prescott came here and he had 10 acres that he wanted to subdivide and make it 5 commercial lots, and they were ranging in size from 1.3 acres to 3 acres, and he was going to go put in a new road. Anyhow, we reviewed it, we approved it with conditions, and I gave you a copy of that previous report. And Mr. Prescott would like to ask for an extension. So it hasn't expired yet. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to do, and he can fill us in on why he needs the extension.
Okay, great. Dennis, why don't you come up and get a little closer here and tell us?
I hate being in front of the class. Do you guys need a receipt to see it? I can open it.
Yeah, well, it's always useful to refresh the memory of this aged board.
I only got a couple of them, but you'll notice it's pink and the printer was running out of ink. Basically, what Miriam has covered is pretty much it, and if she reads, there's a couple of items on the conditions. First of all, I'm Dennis Prescott, for the record, from Excel Management Company. The biggest one that we're having trouble with is the state sewer connection. Where that property lies is in a force main, and the state doesn't want us to hook a force main into a force main without major, basically building another pump station, huge pump station compared to...
Force main means it's under pressure at that
It's under pressure at that point, uphill towards Walmart. So the new ploy is I'm going to have to get a trench permit from the state and go up the side of the road with a 2-inch pressure line. The issue became, we started this last March or April after we got here, and it took about 8 months for us to get the review back from the town, and then the state did an opinion for us, which took the rest of the time. So that's one issue. The other issue, I'm still fighting with the fire department on the size of the cistern for the subdivision. I've lost at this point, so I pretty much assume I'm going to put in 30,000 gallons of water. And of course, the last is the economic condition. There's really no sense in rushing to spend more money on road infrastructure until I have a customer. The good news is I actually am talking to 2 people today, and I'm actually hunting a third. So there might be a little bit of commercial development out there at some point. But I respectfully request a 1-year extension that you, for the same conditions that you guys have given me before.
Okay.
Any questions?
Well, you sit right there in case there are. We're going to bring it back to the board for discussion on Dennis's request for a 1-year extension for the reasons he cited. Discussion, Bill?
Is the fire department willing to accept sprinklered buildings if they were to be constructed?
Yes, that was one or the other. They do either. The problem I run into there, Bill, is because there's no water source there yet, to put in a individual sprinkler system in 5,000 or 6,000 square feet, it's more economical for me to put in 30,000 gallons for the subdivision. You're up to about $4 a foot for an individual sprinkler system. But they go either way.
Cost factor.
Yeah. I mean, it tacks on to the cost of construction, whereas they still pay for the cistern in a way,
Yeah.
but it's going to be a less expensive endeavor. Plus, at that point, you can actually use it up and down the highway in other places that don't have any water source.
Follow up to that, please.
Red Bill.
How proximate are you to the water source out there?
Reinhardt's, 3/10 of a mile away.
That isn't an alternative to tie into the town
well-
water system as opposed to drill well as you were planning?
It's always an option, but 3/10 of an acre at, pick a number of foot, gets cost prohibitive for one individual to foot that bill. I'm hearing rumors as of today, as a matter of fact, that there might be some other cause to continue the water source out through there. And at that point, then it's much easier to put a fire hydrant or 2 in at a much cheaper price than, 30,000 gallon system.
Okay.
Thank you.
Further- yep. Okay, further discussion? All right, I'm going to put this to a vote, we're voting on the extension of a 1-year extension for Dennis Prescott's Excel Management.
We have a motion?
Yeah, I'd like to tell you what we're going to make a motion on, so you can frame your motion, Bill, along those lines. That's not to be a dictator. So we'll accept the motion on the item on the table.
I'll move that we accept the request for a 12-month extension on this subdivision approval.
Second?
Second.
Moved by Mr. Hool, seconded by Mr. Dragon. All those in favor of a one-year extension, please signify by saying aye. Aye. It's unanimous. Thank you, Dennis.
I had one quick question, I know it's not on the agenda, but if somebody wanted to build a cemetery, you can have that. If somebody was going to build a cemetery in Plymouth, how would you do it? There's nothing in your zoning ordinance that I can find.
You mean a commercial
They're
cemetery?
gonna die first. You know that.
Privately held cemetery.
Yeah, private cemetery.
Die first.
While you're digging the hole for the cistern, you
Well, yeah, I got just a different area. I've been approached, honestly, about that. I did a little research, and there's nothing in there about a cemetery that I can find there. You've got a funeral home.
Wow,
We don't
that's-
have a cemetery.
I've never had anyone request.
Not many
to do
people
one.
would.
Well, then it won't matter anyway.
No, just bring it through for site plan.
I'm not sure it'll ever get it.
I know somebody that did some research on it who may be able to help you. Jim Mayhew, you know Jim?
Yeah, well, Jimmy's one of the ones that brought it up to me.
You're already talking to a guy that knows more than anybody I know.
Yeah, I don't think we would prohibit it. I mean, it's,
You have one over on Smith Bridge.
Unless it was built on a water source.
Yeah. No, it's dry land, so.
All right. Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you very much.
Under new business, item number 2, status of members' terms of office. Marion, why don't you refresh our memory on that, please?
yeah, just to let everyone know, and actually Bob Dragon brought this up or 2 meetings ago.
Right.
Of whose terms expires. So Fred Gould, Bill Cool, and Rhonda Bishop. And so your terms will expire April 2009. And if you're interested in continuing, just please submit a letter to the Board of Selectmen.
So that's April 1st, 2009? Is that the date?
Yeah, April 1st.
Okay.
So it's after town meeting.
All right. Those of you who are impacted, you now know the date. Item 8 is unfinished and other business. I don't think we have any unfinished business in the queue, but we'll talk about any. Does anybody have any other business to discuss before the board? Seeing none, I'm going to move to item number 9 on our agenda, public comments. Any closing comments, public?
This meetings have become way too efficient.
We're going to lose our ratings? We have a motion for adjournment by Mr. Hull, seconded by Mr. Ahern. Meeting's adjourned at 6:52 p.m.
That's a record.
This is a record.
All right.